Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is me, TJ, back with the next installment of A-Town Pulse. Now, this is my attempt to bring you news that's happening at our council meeting. I sit through the long meeting and try to summarize it so that you don't have to. But you can always go watch it at the Anacortes, City of Anacortes YouTube page, so be sure to check that out. Our last meeting was on Monday, April 7th at 6 p.m. in council chambers. Kicked off with Mayor Miller letting everybody know that Residential Cleanup Day, a crowd favorite, is happening right here, free to Anacortes residents. This is where you can take all your junk that you got laying around that you want to take to the dump that costs a fortune and bring it to our operations facility at D Avenue and 37th Street and dump it there. It's free. You just have to have proof of residency, bring a utility bill, something that shows you live here in Anacortes. I know I'll be dumping some stuff. We also had a lot of public comment at our meeting, and I want to encourage public comment because really that's when we hear from you and know what's important to you in Anacortes. And there were some commenters that were talking about the parking issues that we're having down in Old Town with the Guimas Ferry haul-out. Now, again, the county normally takes care of this, but they really didn't this year. So the city has kind of had to scramble to help here at the last minute, and they're doing the best they can. But everybody, come on, let's be good neighbors. Let's not block driveways. Let's not park on water meters. Like, there's some things here that we can do to make that a little bit better for the residents that live down there and still help out the folks that are commuting over from Guaymas. Also, we had some pretty intense comment from Sheila Tomas, who was the first on scene. Many of you might have heard about the shooting of the deer that happened down in Old Town. Now, discharging a firearm in Anacortes is illegal. This is like a 90-day jail sentence plus a fine. I mean, it's ridiculous. And this deer was definitely shot. Fish and Wildlife came, they took it away, and there is a current investigation, which I hope leads to finding the moron, let's just call that person a moron, that shot a deer in a highly populated residential street in Anacortes. It's right next to a school kid's bus stop. Like, come on. I mean, I get it that deer eat your flowers and they slow down traffic. I understand, but, firing a gun in a residential area anywhere in the city limits of Anacortes, I mean, what kind of person does that? A lot of people live down there. Let's smarten up. Also, we had a lot of committee reports from Fiber, Finance, Housing Affordability, Port City Committee, Public Safety, and Personnel Committee. Now, if you want to get readouts from those, not a ton of breaking news there, but you can see that full city council meeting on YouTube so you can hear about what's going on in those committees. We do record all the meetings so you can watch them. Also, the council approved a renewal of a master permit for the use of right-of-way for our City Fiber. And this is well-timed because big news, City Fiber, the area of service is expanding. So you can go to www.anacorteswa.gov and you can click on the big button that says Access Fiber Internet. It's on the homepage, and you can put in your address and see when service will be available in your area. And hey, sign up. I have City Fiber at my house. It's pretty awesome. And hey, it's better to give money to the city of Anacortes than those big giant corporations that really aren't doing much in the city of Anacortes. Also, the big agenda item of the night was the Thompson Trail Feasibility Study Report. Now, we were joined by Chairman Wooten of the Samish Indian Nation, and he gave a great intro to the project, explaining how this is something that has been in the works for over 16 years. And I'm extremely grateful to Chairman Wooten and by extension the entire Samish Indian Nation for being willing to partner with us on exploring the removal and replacement of the existing trestle. Why don't we go ahead and throw that slide up of what the trestle currently looks like? Okay, so the benefits of this, of the trail, is obviously great recreation. It's good for biking commuters that work out on March's Point at the refineries, and there's a lot of other benefits as well. Todd Woodard from the Samish Indian Nation gave some remarks on why we should replace the existing trestle with something better. Couple of main reasons. One, the inner bay is starting to fill in because there's no water flow. There's no natural water flow because the causeway and the creosote pilings are inhibiting that, and that's doing a lot of damage in that area. Also, speaking of creosote pilings. These are highly flammable, and they're really bad for the environment and the ecosystems around the trestle. Now, there's somewhere between 1,300 and 3,000 of these pilings in that bay, and they all need to be removed. Also, a new, more robust trestle could provide the opportunity for emergency vehicles to be able to use it for access out to Marsh's Point, and that really was the original intent when the first trestle was built. But the current infrastructure, it doesn't support that. Now, there was an extensive study that was completed by Hansen Engineering. They did a variety tests, soil sampling, channel identification, bridge location, and bridge alignments, and the council was presented with two conceptual designs. Throw that up there. The first one was a concrete bridge alternative. Now, this one is more cost-effective. It has a concrete bridge deck with galvanized steel pipe piles, a real sleek look that is definitely more environmentally friendly than what's out there currently, and a lot safer. Also, concrete and steel will not catch on fire. The second alternative was a truss alternative. This one has a much higher cost to it, still more environmentally friendly and safer, but it would be built with a fiberglass graded bridge deck, prefabricated truss, concrete, and of course, those galvanized steel pipe piles. Two incredibly good-looking designs, if you ask me. Now, the cost is very different. So for the concrete, we're looking at roughly $62 million. And for the truss alternative, $102 million. Now, this is $2025. And I would add that if we wait even until 2030 to do this, the cost for each option jumps by over $10 million. So what does that cost include? It includes oyster and eelgrass protection and relocation efforts, causeway removal, soil testing, removal of all those really nasty creosote pilings, dredging and backfill with the trestle, installation of the new pilings and the bridge spans, and some, extra little touches like lighting and benches and signage. Now, again, with those huge price tags, I had some questions on how this is going to be paid for. And we were told that the goal is to have $0 come from the city general fund. And the way that happens is we're looking into a lot of grant funding options, which is great, but also a contribution from our friends at the Samish Indian Nations. They have been extremely great partner on many of the city projects that we've done here in Anacortes. The Early Learning Center is about to open right down there on D Avenue. Cannot say enough about the contributions that the tribe makes to the city of Anacortes, and we are thrilled to have them as a partner. So again, thank you to Chairman Wooten and the entire Samish Indian Nation. Now, we're still a ways away from movement on the project. We need to engage with various stakeholders, figure out some kind of phased construction plan. But from where I sat, the entire council looked very excited at the potential. Councilmember Walters pointed out that, hey, it does cost a lot of money to remove this, but there might come a time just based on state environmental regulations that we may be required to remove this whether we want to or not. So it's really in our best interests to find a way to move forward now. It was a packed meeting. Lots of good stuff there. Our next meeting is coming up Monday, the 14th at 6 p.m., once again in council chambers. And as always, don't hesitate to reach out to me at tj@anacorteswa.gov. I love engaging with you. Engage with me. Engage with Anacortes. Have a great week, everybody, and be kind to each other. We'll see you back here next week.